All right, so shall we just start with the session? I'll request, if possible, try to keep the videos on in case it is possible by your end. So we'll start the session. Before we start with our introduction on the discussion on what is sexual trauma, which is our topic for the day, and we will start that a bit later after discussing the purification. So we'll start, the flow of the session would be, we'll discuss and talk about what is sexual trauma and what is trauma and what is the actual meaning of sexual trauma as per psychology. And then we will be going into the purification and chanting. So I hope we are comfortable with that. Let us just sit in a very comfortable position as we start with the session. Yes? Let us start the session with an invocation prayer. Are we comfortable? Okay. Please keep your spine straight. Normalize your breath. Inhale slowly and gently. Be aware of the God. Be aware of the presence of the God. Inhale slowly and gently. Exhale slowly and gently. Inhale the divine light of the God. Exhale any darkness within you. Be aware of the gray clouds. Exhale. Be aware of the love energy from the God. Inhale slowly and gently. Exhale slowly and gently. Smile, be aware of the love presence within you. Remind yourself who we are. We are not the body. We are not the emotions. We are not the thoughts. We are the soul. You can keep your hands in the Namaste Mudra position, or you can keep your hands open. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the great ones, to all the spiritual teachers, especially to my beloved teacher, Grandmaster Chokoksui, to his teacher Mahaguruji Mailing, to Guru Padma Sambhava, we humbly invoke to all the archangels, angelic beings for your presence, your guidance in this session. We offer ourselves as an instrument to purify us. Thank you for disintegrating, dissolving any traumatic energy which we are carrying on from this incarnation or any of the previous incarnation, especially related to sexual trauma. Any negative thoughts and emotions towards our own gender. Thank you for dissolving, disintegrating them. With the help and the presence of God, anything is possible. We are super receptive towards the divine energies. Thanks, and in full faith, so be it, so be it, so it is. With deep love in our heart, so be it. Inhale the blessings and exhale. Atma, namaste. All right, let's open our eyes with a very beautiful smiles of us. Try to keep the videos on. When we keep the videos on, we can connect with each other on the physical realm as well. Because whenever we go for any workshop or any kind of a session, I'm sure we don't hide ourselves in the room. Yes? Or do we? Do we wear a mask to hide ourselves? No, right? So we get a good connection with ourselves because we can actually look into each other's eyes. Now, coming back to our today's topic, why I have picked up sexual trauma. Of lately, I have been reading a lot about traumatic energies and fear-based energies. So I would just like to share a little insight with you. Are we comfortable with Hindi and English language? Yeah, I'm comfortable in Hindi and English both. just to take care, everybody's is being fed. Those who are watching the sessions live right now, and those who are watching it on YouTube a bit later. So speaking of traumatic energy, whatever I'm going to share with you, this is the information available on www.psychology.com. So the credit goes there. So speaking of traumatic energies, trauma होता क्या है? पहले तो हम ये समझते हैं. Trauma हमारे अंदर, trauma is a kind of an emotion which is there within us, जो कि fear से generate होता है. What is the root cause of it? The root cause of it is fear. Now, just imagine something like this. We know about the word called jail, imprisonment, jail, है ना? जेल में क्या किया जाता है? कैदी को लॉक कर दिया जाता है. Yes? And वो कैदी वहीं पे रहता है जब तक उसको रिहा नहीं किया जाता. Similarly, these thoughts and emotions which we produce, they are very, very real. These emotions, when we do not treat them, we do not eliminate them from our system. Every morning we go to the washroom and we poop. Yes, very normal. Every morning or throughout the day we excrete. That is a physical purification. We do exercise in the gym. We take care of our physical body. In a similar way, जब हम अपने hurt को और अपने fear को address नहीं करते हैं, और या फिर simple language में उसको अपने system से निकाल के बाहर नहीं फेंकते हैं, slowly and gradually वो हमारे system में वो एक कैदी की तरह lock हो जाता है, जब तक हम उस जेल को open up नहीं करते हैं. Now, कैदी जेल में क्या करता है? Criticize, gossip, abuse. Yes, these traumatic energies, they are so real that slowly and gradually from our energy field, they materialize in the physical body in the form of anxiety, trauma, phobias. Now, when we cannot deal with them, it materializes in the body in the form of addictions. So addiction जो हम देखते हैं वो बहुत ही दूर का situation है. Because we cannot deal with it with courage, we get addicted to something or the other. Now today's topic is sexual trauma, so I will talk a little about sexual trauma. Now what is sexual trauma? Sometimes we think that sexual trauma मतलब होता है कि simply एक person को physical abuse हुआ है. Now it can be a male also and it can be female as well. That is true. A person has been touched unfairly, that leads to trauma which is related to sex. That is sexual trauma. That is just one aspect. Now, can I be comfortable? Can you just let me know if you can respond me through chat and raise your hands virtually? How many of us we are going to take participation in the session? Can you just raise your hands? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Now, be honest. Most of the time when we as a female, we have something very natural every month called menstrual cycle, right? Be honest and ask yourself if we have the tendency to beat up ourselves and say that, men are far better than us, that they don't have to go through this issue. And we address periods or menstrual cycle as an issue. How many of us, be honest? Just let me know in the chat. Do we think it is an issue? और हम बचपन में ऐसा सोचते थे? Thank you for being honest. Childhood में, हम childhood में most of the women ऐसा सोचते थे, ये एक issue है, या simple language में ये एक problem है. ये एक problem है ना? So this is a programming within us. Now, from where this programming is coming? This programming is either coming through our environment, जहां पे इसको एज अनटचेबिलिटी देखा जाता है, स्पेशली 3-4 days. यस, या फिर हर चीज को टच करने नहीं दिया जाता है, या विमेन ही एक दूसरे विमेन को बोलती हैं अरे we go through this, अब तो पूरा life झेलना है. This is the exact terms I'm telling you. When I have done students counseling, or when I have got a counseling of a female, they have told me. So these are not my words. I'm sorry, please don't get offended. My purpose is not to offend you. My purpose is to just bring certain things to the awareness. Now please understand this. I very clearly remember 1.5 years back, probably 2 years back, we had a session. That session was on menstrual cycle, to educate all the females कि menstrual cycle होता कैसे है और वो कैसे होता है, and क्या क्या ailments uterus में materialize हो जाती है. So I remember some participants were coming to me back then and they were talking about something personal, and few of them, they had a thought form that sex is not natural. It is a kind of a burden on certain female. Because they are married, they have to go through that process. Knowingly, unknowingly, or I should say, willingly, unwillingly. Now what happened is, in our childhood, if we have certain programmings within us, जो कि या तो environment से आई, हमने pick up कर लिया, school environment, family environment. I'm sure school environment से ये सब चीजें नहीं आती हैं, but mostly from the family environment and relatives. And we are not comfortable in our own skin. That means as a gender, as a female, we are not comfortable. Yeah, as a male, we are continuously telling the female in the house, "Arey, tum mandir nahi ja sakti. You can't go here. You can't go there." Please, please be open and receptive to what I'm sharing with you. This is not to hurt sentiments of any person, irrespective. These programmings makes the person go very, very uncomfortable about their own gender. That means I, as a female, I'm not comfortable with my own sexuality, with my own genital organs. Yes? How many of us you resemble with me, or you agree with me? Agree to me. Please let me know in the chat. This is not a lecture-based method session. I always try to have a communication in the session. Yes, please have your girl in the session. If you are a mother, you have a female, please have your girl in the session. This session is live on YouTube. You can share the link with your loved ones a bit later. Please have them. So coming back to the topic, this is one way of not getting uncomfortable in your own gender, है ना? So ये एक तरीका हुआ. Now दूसरा तरीका होता है, ये तो हो गया चाइल्डहुड का ट्रॉमा जिसमें हम अपने ही जेंडर में कंफर्टेबल नहीं होते. तो ये ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, बिकॉज इट इज रिलेटेड टू द सेक्स ऑर्गन. यस, सो this leads to this uncomfortability in our own gender, leads to sexual trauma. Second is, जब हमारे previous incarnation की ही programming थी, and that programming is also very constant right now. Now what programming am I talking about? Some people or some souls in the physical body, they think that sex is not natural. Sex is something dirty. Okay, how many of us we think that it is dirty? You can let me know personally. It won't be revealed. Only my video is live on the YouTube. How many of us we had a programming or a thought form that it is very dirty? No? Okay. Okay. So in case before, thank you for being so honest, until unless you're not aware of a programming, how would you change or disintegrate or purify that programming? Very, very good. So if, I'll give you a very good example of it. Sometimes when we see two couples getting along with each other and we start feeling uncomfortable, I'll give you good understanding. We get very uncomfortable. When we get very uncomfortable looking at a couple because either of jealousy programming within us or thinking, they are doing something dirty. That means we have a programming within us that as long as I am doing it, it's natural. As long as the other person is doing it, it becomes dirty. Think about it. If you have that programming, be aware of it mentally at least. Yes, slowly and gradually, because ये programming हमारे genital organ से related है, it leads to fear because there is no sacredness in the thought. Yes, now these energies in our genitals, as they go deeper and deeper into the system, people have depression, people have anxiety, people have sexual trauma. And most of our programming comes because we are not comfortable with our periods, which is very natural. It is a way of purification, by the way. We focus so much on purification, it is a way of purification. Now, third programming, which comes as a sexual trauma, is that in our childhood, so I'll just tell you certain subtle programmings which I've worked on certain clients of mine, without sharing the personal data, of course. Sometimes when we were a child, okay, when we were children, we were back in our childhood, we have seen any inappropriate photo or any inappropriate picture, or our relatives, certain things in the mobiles of our relatives. Yes, that also slowly and gradually leads to very negative thought form about sex as an act, which should be as in sacred. This programming slowly and gradually also leads to sexual trauma. So this is what I'm sharing from www.psychology.com. Now, anybody amongst us who would like to share personally that in their childhood, generally kids should be taught with something called good touch and bad touch. How many of us as a mother or as a father, we educate our kids something about good touch and bad touch? Can you let me know in the chat? You taught? It is taught in schools nowadays. I totally agree with you. But school is, by the way, kids' first home. They learn only when they see that at home. I repeat, we have become modern parents. There is no issue with becoming modern parents. With this pandemic, kids has mostly the mobile phones. Yes, we should really educate them about good touch and bad touch. Now, kids का brain is so sensitive कि वो जो देखते हैं उसका visualization उनके brain में बहुत सालों तक as a ripple form करता है. So if they have been touched in an uncomfortable manner, which is a sign of a bad touch, that also leads to sexual trauma. Now, if in the childhood, some female or male, both, I will not say only female because it happens with male as well, they have been touched in an inappropriate manner, unfortunately, you can say, that also leads to programming of sexual trauma. So I guess I gave 4, 5, 6 examples from the www.psychology.com about what is sexual trauma. So sexual trauma is not that if some person has been mistreated in a way. Simple, if person's gender, skin, they are not comfortable. Like for example, let's make it very simple. If I ask you on a scale of 0 to 10, please tell me how much you are comfortable as being a male or as being a female. Can you let me know in the chat? Let's do self-check, self-analysis. Can you let me know 0 to 10 आप कितना comfortable हो कि you are a male or you are a female? Or you think opposite gender में होते तो ज़्यादा better होता? Can you let me know in the chat? So you 0 being a female, that means you're not comfortable being a female? Does that mean? 0 being the less? 0 being not at all comfortable, 10 means most comfortable? I would just request you to save the time duration and if you can just reply in the chat. Thank you so much. So you see, nobody, I want to be a male because it looks fascinating, see? Yes. So generally this programming is found in females because of the home environment, because what they have picked up from the environment. So that's why I wanted to do this analysis to you. Sare male ne bola 10 out of 10, but females ka 10 nahi ja raha hai. That means we are not comfortable in our own gender. Now, sexual trauma, one of the preliminary causes, which I have, this is my personal understanding, which I've read and understood, that most of the sexual trauma comes also because we think as a male, it means power. Be honest. We think that as a male, it means power, domination. Because if we check out our history, that has been the scenario. Women has to always stand for feminism, equal rights. So our history also leads to certain unwholesome programming within us. By the way, history is a very interesting subject, and history should be taken as what we don't want to repeat, not unlearning, right? Unlearning. So I guess now this session might have given you some perspective कि हम कितना trauma अपने अंदर carry कर रहे हैं, कितना fear based energy हम अपने अंदर carry कर रहे हैं. Now it's a time to release that. Yes. Now most of the time sexual trauma materializes in certain ailments of the uterus, frequent bladder urinary infections. Yes, one of the cause is because contamination bahar se ho jata hai, but because uterus weak hai, organs weak hai. Weak क्यों है? Because fear है, trauma है. If the organs are very prone to infection, that means it's not strong, है ना? जैसे for example, 10 लोग एक person जिसको fever है उससे मिलेंगे, उन 10 में 10 को fever नहीं होता, उसमें से उन्हीं लोगों को होता जिनकी immunity weak होती है. Do you resonate with me? Yes or no? Thank you, Savita ji. Thank you, Kunal, for switching off your video on. I can actually connect with you. Thank you so much. Yes, in a similar way, my dear, immunity strong means there is a strength energy into your system, which is fighting for you. Similarly, if the bladder, the uterus, and the organs are stronger, it is not prone to infection. It is not prone to diseases. Okay. It can, if you do not purify yourself, you have to let go trauma. The trauma doesn't belong to you, my love, but your trauma doesn't belong to you. It is a programming. We can change the programming, right? So today we are using the vibration, or you can say mantra, which is very, very close to my heart. Yes. And we have a habit of conducting once a chanting mantra on this session, but then we do only group chanting. So the name of the mantra is Om Ahum Vajra Guru Pema Siddhi Hum. Okay. This is a mantra to, in simple language, to invoke Guru Padma Sambhava, who's also called Guru Rinpoche, who's also known as in the Tibetan born of the lotus. Yes, lotus master. And when you just to let you know, इस mantra का बहुत सारा meaning है, बहुत सारा levels and levels of meaning है. एक simple इस mantra का meaning है, जितने भी हमारे अंदर के obstacles है ना, जो fear based energy, उसको disintegrate करना. So जब हम ये mantra chanting करेंगे, I will request you, Mahaguruji mailing also, thank you so much, Kunal. I will request you to be aware of your system, to be aware of these trauma, and we will invoke to the Lord Guru Padma Sambhava to dissolve, disintegrate this energy. So that's why I've asked yourself to rate on a scale of 0 to 10, and I will ask you again to rate after the vibration. Let's see if it makes a difference. It's an experiment we are doing. Yes. Well, amongst us, we have a very amazing healer, and his name is Kunal Das. So I would really like to invite him if he would like to volunteer ourselves, because the way he chants Guru Padma Sambhava, it just makes I am sitting in a monastery. So Kunal, would you like to volunteer?
Shall I?
Yes, let me just put you in the spotlight for everyone.
How many times?
27 times.
27. Okay. Okay. So the way we are going to do is we are going to make it a wave like master chants Om Mani Padme Hum. Right? So we are going to chant Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padme Siddhi Hum. This is the way we are going to chant. Okay. So before we start, Akriti, would you like to do the invocation?
Please go ahead, Kunal. Over to you.
Okay. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to our teachers, Master Chokoksi, to his teacher, Lord Mahaguruji Mele, to Buddha Padma Sambhava, I humbly invoke for their blessings, energies, guidance, and protection. Thank you for disintegrating all our limitations, all our obstacles. We thank you in full faith. So be it. Let us start. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padme Siddhi Hum. 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 Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padme सीधी हूँ। ओम आहूं वज्रा गुरु पद में 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 सीधी हूँ। ओम आहूं वज्र गुरु पद में सीधी हूँ। May all the limitations be disintegrated. May all the physical limitations be disintegrated. May all the pains, hurt, physical pain be disintegrated by the power of God. May all the inner limitations, external limitations be disintegrated. May all the pain, hurt, anger, frustration be disintegrated. May all the traumas, all the negative memories be disintegrated. With the power of God, with the power of Lord Mahaguruji mailing, with the Padma Sambhava, may all your limitations, financial, emotional, material, mental limitations be disintegrated right now. In the name of my teacher, Master Chokokse, in the name of his teacher, Lord Mahaguruji mailing, with the Padma Sambhava, I hereby will and decree to disintegrate all the traumas, all the sexual traumas from the sexual organs, from the sex chakra, from the throat chakra, be disintegrated right now. All the memories, all the experiences, visualize a brilliant light falling onto the experiences, disintegrating it now. Say, I hereby will and decree and choose to let go of all my limitations, of all the traumas, disintegrate right now. From the ovaries, release, disintegrate. From the throat, disintegrate. From the pubic area, disintegrate. From the ajna, disintegrate. From the basic, disintegrate right now. With the help and blessings of the teacher, with the help and blessings of his teacher, Lord Mahaguruji meaning, Buddha's Padmasambhava, you're blessed with good thoughts, good emotions. May all the energies be replaced with fresh memories, good memories, happy memories. In the name of my teacher, Master Chokoksa, in the name of his teacher, Lord Mahaguruji meaning. So open your eyes with a big, big smile.
Thank you so much, Kunal, for this golden opportunity. I should have taken your permission before asking you to volunteer. Yes, but truly, truly, it was a blessing for all of us. And you are, I mean, I know personally also, you're like a friend and brother to me. You're a fantastic, fantastic healer. And I've experienced healing through you. So, I mean, all I have to say is thank you. Thank you. So I'll just request everyone to please share your experience on the scale of 0 to 10 again in the chat box. Oh, please mention verbally. I mean, I'll just request you to unmute yourself and share your experience. You can keep your videos off. So somebody said that parent pain of my daughter gone. Wow. Wow. Can you tell me on the scale of 0 to 10, what was your experience before We know now what it is. How much do you feel comfortable in your own gender? आप कितना comfortable हो, especially females who rated themselves 6, 7, 8. How are you comfortable in your own gender? If you are not able to feel not now, that means the programming is very deep, deep, deep into your system, right? You have to keep on working and purifying yourself and let go and feel good about yourself. That means negative emotions and negative thoughts are very, very huge. So they have to keep on disintegrating, right? So this was a very short session to make you understand. Now feeling more good. Thank you. Yes, it can be used. Also, you can simply chant Om and disintegrate every day. Comfortable and releasing, felt good. All right, amazing, amazing. So that means just it was a way of understanding that when we connect with any vibration with an intention, as we invoke to God, anything is possible. Yes, and we can disintegrate with chanting Om every day. Just invoke yourself to Lord God, connect with God, and just let go your limitations to God and chant Om. And with an imagination, probably that these traumatic energies are disintegrating with Om vibration, because Om is the universal sound, right? So with that note, let's end the session with a closing invocation, shall we? To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the great, great ones, Holy Gurus, Holy Masters, Saints, Archangels, spiritual helpers, all the beings of light, love, and power, especially to the great, great soul teacher, Guru Padma Sambhava, we humbly, at your lotus feet, we are truly, truly grateful for this powerful energies. Thank you. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you to the teacher, Grandmaster Chocolate. Thank you for your blessings, your love, your mercy for materializing this session for all of us. Thank you. We accept the blessings in full faith, so be it. Thank you to each one of you for participating in the session and logging in the session. This recording is there on YouTube, so probably you can just type my name, Akriti Sondi, as it reflects on the screen, and you will get the recording over there. Please share it with more females if possible, and just share it with them, right? If you feel that somebody needs it, don't ask that, can we share it with them? If it is on YouTube, the purpose is to spread the work to more and more people, because it's a common place. Special thanks to Kunal Das for facilitating yourself as an amazing instrument. So whenever you chant the Om Vajra Guru meditation, it just makes me feel I'm sitting in the monastery. So special thanks to you. Thank you so much. Yes, Kunal, please.
So the monastery chant is something like this, which is so it would be too fast for you to understand. So that is why I did the normal one. So the monastery chant is a little different. And interesting tip, when you are doing Om Ahum Vajra Guru Prema Siddhi Hum, if you connect your tongue to the palate, it becomes another version of the Vajra Guru mantra, which is Om Ahum Benja Guru Prema Siddhi Hum. It's just a Tibetan version. So maybe they knew the tongue to the palate. Yeah. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Kunal, for those tips and techniques to us. Would surely implement, and I know I cannot chant from solar plexus, so I needed your help. And you're always there to help me.